How's it going? So I wanted to talk a little bit about how to add some interest to chords. So if you're not familiar, chords are just groups of notes, typically structured in thirds or skips. We usually have major and minor, but there's other chords like diminished, augmented, suspended, and those are just 3-note chords. We also have 4-note chords, which we usually call 7 chords, like major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, half diminished 7, or excuse me, there we go. Or for you jazz players, that would be a minor 7 flat 5, minor 7 flat 5, easy for me to say. So we've got kind of vanilla-y chords. Let's just do a typical 1, 5, 6, 4 progression to keep things simple, meaning I'm going to build a chord off of the first scale degree, the 5th scale degree, the 6th, and the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm playing in the key of C major. So we start with a C chord, that's my 1 chord, G chord, that's my 5 chord, A minor chord, that's my 6 chord, and an F chord, that is my 4 chord. What it would usually look like without any added flair is that, or just my right hand playing these chords in a block. Okay, already adding my left hand gives it a little more full sound. I usually have my students start pulsing one hand like this. If it's in 4/4 time, they're pulsing 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if it's in 3/4 time, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you emphasize beat 1, that seems like a very small thing to do, and it is, but it has a huge impact on the groove of the music. So going a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can start adding some rhythm in the left hand, playing the G like this. I'm playing a slower tempo just for practice, but I can play faster like this. All right, now we can start adding some inner notes to my chords. You could call these non-chord tones. You could call them different chords, but we're adding different colors or flavors to our chords beyond just the root, the 3rd, and the 5th of the chord. The root, the 3rd, the 5th, the root, the 3rd, the 5th, so on. So I'm gonna try playing the 2nd. I'm gonna substitute the 3rd for the 2nd of the chord or the 4th of the chord at some times. I suggest you go through each chord and just try out every combination of these and see which one you like. All right, here I go. Now I cheated a little bit. I'm adding some different rhythm. So let's back up a little bit. Let's take out all the fancy inner notes and try this other rhythm that I'm doing. This is what I'm doing to get my 8th notes in. Sometimes my right hand's getting to the chords a little earlier, so if I count, it becomes more apparent what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So I'm getting there in the and of the beat, an 8th note before the downbeat. Now let's go back to adding these inner voices. I'm going to take out that rhythm, so we're not doing too many things at a time, and you can see these things separated before you put them all together. So we have. It really is fairly arbitrary when I'm I'm substituting that third of the chord for the second part or the fourth. Here's another cool trick, which I teach in another video, is that you can just leave your right hand here and also get all kinds of fun colors while your left hand moves around in different chords. Okay, now I like keeping that thumb working that eighth note rhythm, so that's another way you can kind of keep the momentum going. And when I'm at the beginning of my measures, I'm letting my left hand break apart and handle the first two eighth notes. We have or I could, instead of continuing to play my right thumb, I could take the top note of my broken fifth and just keep playing it one and it's going to be one and one and one and. So what we're doing now is adding a left hand accompaniment pattern. Already in just about 6 minutes, we've tried out several different things that we can do from here or even just here to start embellishing our music. So let's try this. Now we're gonna put all this together and you're gonna see that sometimes I'm playing just a little bit of stuff and sometimes I'm playing a lot of stuff. All right, let's try putting it all together. Not bad. Okay. Sometimes I can even add these notes and get a much more dense and complex flavor or color in my chords. We call these add chords. When instead of just substituting and have what we could call a 2 chord or a sus2 chord, a 4 chord or a sus4 chord, we're actually adding the 4 to the chord, so you get both this and this. A little dissonant. I definitely like it on the 4 chord. It has a very pretty sound on the 5 chord when I add the 4. So here's what that can sound like. Let's try a different time signature, something like 6. Okay, at this point you're probably going, no, wait a minute, that's hard. Well, ish. It's not hard to break it down. Yes, it does take practice to start playing that fluently. Some of you might also be going, well, that doesn't sound all that great. Well, I'm just making it up on the spot, trying to show a concept, okay? It might take a little bit more thought to get that #1 Grammy-winning single out there. But getting pleasant music that you and your friends can enjoy, just a couple of these little things can help a lot. There's so many other things I could show you, but I think I'll leave you with maybe 2 more. There are chord inversions. So instead of playing blocked chords or just leaving your hand in one spot while your left hand moves, is playing those chords in a different order. And you'll see that that helps make it a little easier to get around the piano, instead of always having to move together in that same amount. So like when I play from here to here, I like keeping that note at the top. That'd be better. Just not getting into too many 7th chords. So you can see how this is a root position chord, but this is a inverted chord in my right hand. Root position, could also go, let's go from here, let's go to here, and then we'll go to here. There we go. So my right hand stays in pretty much the same spot. You can see that in something like Adele. When we go to the 3 chord here, we're going to an inversion of the 3 chord instead of this. And this leads me to the last thing I want to show you, is just arpeggiating. So instead of playing blocks, which has a sound to it, just break the notes apart. And my students love this. Now, if you're playing 8th notes, you get 8 of them, unless you pause in between and maybe just play a quarter note. So that would sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or I'll count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I play the root of the chord at the beginning, and then I don't play it again for the rest of the notes. So the root is 1, and then the other 7 notes are whatever broken notes I want. I could play notes with it, and it sounds pretty good. Again, I'm just 8 notes because I'm playing a smooth 8th note rhythm. And then the left hand is starting, and then both hands are just continuing through a chord. I'm playing this or this or this. These are my options to keep it limited. Are there other options? Of course there are, but just to keep things simple. 1, and then the other 7 notes are any of these notes. And then gosh, there's so many other possibilities after that. I could play some quarter notes or some dotted notes. Pairs of notes. Thirds sound nice. These are thirds. Well, I should probably stop there. This video is going to get a little too long-winded, but hopefully that gives you a couple of ideas on how to spice up your blocked chords. We will do more videos on this. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and have a great day.